The minimum lot size is 4 acres for R2. And all their parcels that they are proposing would meet that. And that's all I have. I don't know if the applicant is online.
Do you have any correspondence?
Just the one phone call from that Don Noble
Okay.
and the town.
Is the applicant online? Charles or Jamie Hagel, are you online? Committee, what would you like to do? The second one.
And I do believe the person who called in, I think they are on the call. I don't know if you want
Can you
to.
hear me?
Yes, who is this?
Yeah, this is Chuck. I'm online.
Oh, is there anything you'd like to add to the way I described that?
No, your description sounded fine. Just reiterate, we wanted to add more acreage to our house, which is the house on the north end of the property. Right now it's on 1 acre. We want to increase that. It'll be approximately 8 acres. Whatever the rest needs to work out, we'll wind up with what's left on our acreage. I'm showing a 50-foot access between our acre or our property and the 5-acre property that would be in the middle, but we can do 66-foot, whatever we need to have a decent driveway in there. I would just take a little bit off of that middle parcel. Yeah, other than that, all the parcels are going to be over the 4-acre minimum. I'm going to try and keep at least 5 acres, except for the one for our house and the one adjacent to our house, which would be about 9 acres for that one, which I think our daughter is going to take. So, yeah, just wanted to clean things up and hopefully sell a couple parcels. And they're decent size, so they'd be nice size for homes. So, and that's all. The land is all, it's fine for septics, and it's not a problem that way. So, I think that's about it. Anybody have any questions?
Committee, do you have any questions? There are no questions. Is there anyone that wants to speak for or against this? Is there anyone that wants to speak for or against this? It's in the committee's hands.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
We have a motion to approve and a second. Roll call vote, Hannah?
Pearson,
Yes.
Storer,
Yes.
Gilmer,
Yes.
Shigley,
Yes.
Yes.
Quick,
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes. It's been approved. So it'll go before the county board August 17th at 6:00 p.m.
What
And
was
if
the
you,
time frame? August
6
17th,
o'clock
what-
on August 17th.
will that be a virtual also?
Yes, it's virtual.
Okay. I did forget one other thing. Talking to the surveyor, would it be all right to do 2 certified survey maps on this?
Dusty?
Yeah, we can go over those details if you want to call the office, but 2 survey maps are fine.
Okay.
And it will have to be a 66-foot ease or access.
Yep, that's what we thought. That's what the surveyor had said. Yep. So,
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Will I get a letter in the mail about the other meeting too, or not?
No, you can call our office and we can get you the username and or the meeting ID and password.
All right, sounds good.
Thank
you very
you.
much. Yep, you bet. Thank you.
Mhm. Dusty, the next one?
The next application is for Brian Roosh. Rezoning request of 4 parcels totaling 160 acres from A135 exclusive ag to A115 exclusive ag, and a portion of a parcel 5 acres from A135 exclusive ag to A3 secondary ag on property located in the northeast quarter of northeast quarter, southwest quarter of northeast quarter, southwest quarter of northeast quarter, southeast quarter of northeast quarter, section 14, township 16 north, range 6 east, town of Easton. The address is 821 Edgewood Ave. I do have a little correspondence. The town of Easton does not object to the request. They approved that at their July 19th meeting. And one of the adjacent property owners, Paul Skrenek, did call and said he had no objections for this hearing or this application. And essentially right now it's 440s. Let me get there. 440s, and there's a farm or a house and a barn, I believe. They're cutting off the 5 acres. That's the A3 portion. The rest would be the A115, and all the parcels that they are proposing meet that. There's 5 20-acre parcels and 6 20-acre parcels and 2 17.5s. So the bulk of it is going to be the A115. It's just that right by the house is going to be A3 instead, or is the proposal. And that's all I have.
Did you receive any correspondence?
Not written, just the call from Paul Skrenek.
Okay. All right, is Brian Rush on? I think you're muted. Brian Rush, you're muted. Oh. Try again. The one that says owner.
Okay, does that work?
Yes,
Now
it
you're
does.
on. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. So basically, as Dusty said, we're just dividing a 160-acre piece into 20-acre parcels. Basically 20-acre parcels, except for 2 of them, which would be 17.5. We've done elevation studies to determine that none of it, basically outside of the small creek that's in there, everything is out of the floodplain actually. So everything should qualify for at least at a minimum of a mound system. And so I think Dusty covered everything else pretty well.
Thank you. Committee, are there any questions? Is there anyone that wants to speak for or against this? Is there anyone that wants to speak for or against this? It's in the committee's hands.
I'll make a motion to approve. This is Jody Shapey, District 7.
I'll second that.
We have a motion to approve in a second. Roll call vote, Hannah, please.
Turner,
Yes.
Shapey,
Yes.
Gilmer,
Yes.
Quick,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Yes.
It's been approved, the rezone. It'll be at the August 17th meeting at 6 o'clock. The county board meeting for
Okay,
final approval.
Okay, and that will be at, that'll be Zoom, I think you mentioned before as
Yes.
well, right?
It will be Zoom.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, great. Thank you very much, committee.
You're welcome. All right, did anybody, Brad Saylor or Seiler, is he on? Committee, what do you want to do with the first rezone then?
Do we have a policy that they need to be on?
No,
Then I'll make a motion to accept it.
We have a motion to accept, a second?
I'll second. Jody Shapey.
Motion to approve and second. Roll call vote, Hannah, please.
Oric,
Yes.
Gilmer,
Yes.
Shapey,
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
The motion's been approved. It'll be at the county board meeting on August 17th at 6 o'clock. Thank you for all who have been participating in our public hearing. We'll go on with our meeting. The 2022 department budget.
All right, everybody else went. I guess it's my turn. The budget or proposed budget is included in the agenda or linked to the agenda. I should be able to, for those of you who haven't seen it. Very few changes. The one item I did increase in revenue, I added about $5,000 for sanitary permit fees. We are fairly close to meeting our budget already this year. I believe that's through the end of July. This is an updated sheet. And with the camper ordinance or the sanitary ordinance amendment that was passed, I do anticipate a few more sanitary permits next year. So we increased revenue a little bit. Other than that, salary or wage related was the ones that went up. Everything else was, I added $800 to printing and $10 or $50 to memberships. I believe were the only changes. So with the increase in salary or revenue, taking out salary, we did actually go down. When you add salary in, we did go up. I don't know if Kyle has anything he wants to add to that or Cynthia.
No, it's pretty much the same thing that I said with Jody's budget. Once we get the final insurance increase, then we'll know more on the insurance side.
Any questions, committee? Okay, we'll go on to the 2022 department goals.
Well, I'm going to use the same goals that I had last year that COVID kind of put a damper on. So keep working on making it more online friendly. That's
Your major one.
yeah. Well, yeah, I guess that's not a goal. So yeah, that's our main goal.
Anything the committee would like to add? So Dusty has an idea of what your thinking is.
Keep cleaning things up.
I agree.
Definitely working on that.
Okay, we'll go on to the financial report.
All right, so the financial report, kind of already hinted at it a little bit there for what the price of lumber is, and I've been saying it all year. We are ahead of pace for where we need to be. Currently, we are, what would that be, about 70-ish% of our expected revenue for the year. The sheet you have is only through the end of June. So for the revenue side, you can add just about another 40,000 for the month of July, which puts us, at about 80% for the year. And as expenses are right on pace, as expected, with the financial part going up, permit numbers are up also. month of June, we were down 5 total permits. But for the year, we're about 70 ahead. A lot of it comes down to what kind of permits they are. But we are issuing a lot of permits, and we're all definitely very busy, but we've made the office a lot more efficient, so it doesn't, I think Hannah might agree, doesn't feel like it's as busy, but so no, permits are, we're definitely busy, that's for sure. They're still coming in even with the way the world is.
Okay. Good job, you guys. Planning and zoning department updates.
Barb, this
Alright.
is Jody. Could I
Oh.
ask Dustin a question on the permits?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, Dustin, is there any way that moving forward, because we now are having campers permitting for the holding tanks and having septic tanks, that we could have that sanitation permit number broken out into 2?
I can.
Okay,
Yes.
just as a curiosity, I think it'd be nice information moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay, updates, any updates?
Rich and I have, I guess more me, Rich will start. We did start inventorying campers. We have sent out some notices, ones that we knew were, or had feeling that there was an issue. But under the new ordinance, we sent out a few letters so far, but we are in the process of identifying where all the properties with the campers. Sam and I have been working on it's actually an app for the iPad that was completed yesterday. That's how we started the inventory. We collect a lot of information, how many campers, whether there's house, the condition of the camper. It also has GPS built in, so I can get the exact location. For example, this will be, that's not right. If you give me about 30 seconds here. So this is the initial part of it, but then we can, I'm still learning the program also. So when we're all done, we'll end up with decent data showing, I focused in Newchester today. So here's all the campers. I'm nowhere close to being done in Grand Marsh or Newchester, but it will start showing where there's a concentration or where the campers are. As you can see, there's a subdivision there that has a few campers in it. Some in better condition than others, but those, I think we're going to find that a lot in the subdivisions, which is kind of what I brought up when we've talked about campers in the past. The other part, by using this app, it will start showing us so out of the 22 that I've logged so far, 16 of them only had 1 camper on there. 5 had 2, and then I did actually find a violation also that had 3 campers on it. So it's going to give us a lot better data as far as what's out there. This part is for condition of campers. It's very subjective. It's basically newer, old, or something in the middle. And for the most part, I mean, the septic system, whether it's connected or not, or anything connected to them, until we go back and do the research on that, a lot of times I don't know. There were a few that I do know. I've done the inspection on a septic system going in on those campers, so I know they are, that they're hooked up to it. And by the time we're all done with our research, the unknowns will go away, or they'll be assumed to be no. So that's going to be one of our focuses as time permits here. Not as time permits, it's when we're out and about, we're doing it. But it's definitely at the top of my agenda to get that taken care of. It's going to take time to find them all. And that's all I have for updates.
Correspondence?
None?
All right, the next meeting date is September 1st at 3 o'clock. And the meeting would be adjourned then until September 1st. Thank you, everyone.